This is a Cincy fan talking with LP. You can catch me on Twitter. That's a Cincy fan talking. You say it like it sounds, just leave off the G. If you have ideas for the show, you can reach me at Cincy_fan talk at yahoo.com. If you have any suggestions for the show, make sure you leave them there. Who knows, you might find yourself as part of the show. Any feedback would be definitely appreciated. And also, make sure you hit the Linktree page that's on my Twitter. Make sure you click on that. You can find all the different ways to contact me there. Enjoy the show. What's up? What's going on, everybody out there in podcast land? Welcome to another episode of a Cincy fan talking with LP. And of course, this is yours truly, LP. Appreciate you coming through and kicking it with your boy for a good 30 to 40 minutes. Really got a lot to talk about, but y'all know how I do. I really don't like my pods lasting hour and a half, 2 hours. Although I do enjoy listening to podcasts that last that long. Me, myself, I just don't really want to talk that long. You feel me? And I think that's just the teacher in me. Like, I understand that kids really don't want to hear me talk that much. So I'm like, I'll talk to you for about 5-10 minutes. Then you do some work, do some practice. Then we'll talk about it. Then you do some more work. Because nothing's worse than sitting there while the teacher talk and talk and talk and talk. I mean, that's just me. That's how I feel. Now, of course, the point of the podcast is to do some talking, but I mean, I want you to think about what I said. So I'm gonna talk a little bit, then you think about it. That's just kind of how I flow. Got some playoff stuff to talk about, man. So we're gonna jump into that. I won't say I'm all over the place, but I just got stuff I want to talk about. And I hope you're here to listen. You feel me? So, man, the Bengals game was wild. Bengals got the W 24-17 over the Ravens. It was looking good for a minute. Then it was looking bad. Then it got to a point in the house where we just kind of sitting there like, damn, are they about to lose this? Then all of a sudden, I won't call it a miracle, but awesomeness occurs. And I'm going to kind of walk you through the ebbs and flows of our household as all of this stuff was occurring. Bengals jump out to a 9-0 lead. McPherson missed the extra point, which was a theme in playoff weekend. Super wild card weekend. Why they call it super wild card weekend, by the way? Like, you add 2 extra games and now it's super? Is that it? Say what? So I don't know. That's like adding an extra patty onto a Big Mac and calling it a super duper Big Mac. Dude, it's a Big Mac. It was big enough as it was. Like, you adding an extra patty don't make it super duper bigger. I don't know. It's just dumb. It's that whole NFL trying to gas it up. Yeah. I digress. Bengals jump out to a lead. You know, the whole house feeling good. Our youngest mad at us because we were yelling, and, you know, she really don't like a lot of loud noise, but we like, you're going to have to cope with it. You know, it's playoff day for the Bengals. You know, we got our good luck La Rosa spread that transpired from last year. You know, I made the mistake of ordering wings and pizza. The Bengals won, so I had to do it the next week. The Bengals won, so I had to do it the next week. It was a whole thing. They know me by name up at the La Rosas. They know me. Shout out to La Rosas up there. You know what I do. So, of course, the Ravens start making a comeback. The Ravens make it 10-9 at halftime. And that's the thing I was trying to tell people, man. Buffalo saw it with Miami. My bad. Buffalo saw it with Miami. If you're playing a divisional opponent in the playoffs, you're not blowing them out. They know everything about you. It would be like you playing your best friend in the game that y'all both good at. Whatever that game is. Checkers, chess, 2K, I don't know, spades, euchre. I got to be the only person I know that know how to play spades and euchre, by the way. It's a long story. We'll probably jump into that next week or so, but like I'm diverse like that. But when you're playing a divisional opponent, somebody that knows you very well, somebody that plays you twice a year, they literally constructed their team to win the division. You feel me? When you're playing your best friend, you've kind of constructed your game to beat your best friend because you don't want to lose to your best friend. I mean, y'all cooler than a fan, but you're going to hear about it if you lose to them. I mean, you're going to hear about it for a while till y'all play again. That's what it's like playing a division opponent. They know you. You know them. So you can plan, you can scheme, whatever, but you got to pull some rabbits out your hat in order to beat a divisional opponent in the playoffs. I mean, you just do. So I wasn't surprised when the Ravens went up 10-9. I was thinking like the Bengals will pull this out. Bengals drive down the field, third quarter, get their TD. I'm like, yeah, we back in business. Let's do it. The Ravens score. I'm like, oh, shoot. Like, this really going to be that game. And then the Ravens drive down the field with the score 17 all. And the whole house is just sitting there. The Ravens get the ball to the 2-yard line. And we're all just sitting there looking like, dang, bro, going to have to pull something out, man. And then the fumble in the jungle. That's really what they're calling it on Twitter. The fumble in the jungle. When I first saw it, I'm like, dang, they're giving it to Jeremy Hill again? Because that's the fumble in the jungle. I know. But nah, this supersedes that fumble. Forget all that. Tyler Huntley, who played a really good game. I can't hate. The Ravens did exactly what they wanted to do. They slowed the game down with long drives and was like, we're going to make sure that we keep Burrow and the offense off the field. They worked it to perfection. The thing about it is, if you play a game like that, you can't make mistakes. You can't. You can't turn the ball over. You can't have penalties because what happens is you've already shortened the game. You feel me? You make the game short by how you're playing. And if you mess up, you're taking the possession out of your hands. Huntley tries to jump over the line. Hey, if you a football player out there, like if you a young football player or if you a parent of a young football player, let me tell you something. Do not extend the ball ever unless it's like fourth down and it's like the last play of the game. You got to get that. Don't extend the ball. Your hands are not stronger than a defensive player trying to slap at them. They're just not. Logan Wilson, who is an absolute baller, and he is super slept on, y'all, slaps the ball out. Sam Hubbard dashes down 98 yards for the touchdown. Real talk, I'm not playing. As he was running down, I'm yelling, throw the ball back to Von Bell. I'm like, pitch it. Then I'm like, shut up. Because you throw that ball and Von Bell drop it, it's a wrap. He hustled down, get the touchdown, man. The house erupted. Woke up the kids upstairs. Youngest sitting there because she cares not about football, y'all. She doesn't care. She's like, I just want the Bengals to win. We're like, do you know what's going on? No, I don't know what's happening. I just want the Bengals to win. She's holding her ears. She's like, why are you so loud? We like, because the Bengals did something great. Like, dude, watch your iPad. You're so loud. So she escaped upstairs to her room, and she was kind of playing us because she knows we're watching the game so she can stay up super late. That's a whole nother thing. The Bengals end up pulling out the W 24-17. Now, I'm not going to lie to y'all. There was a 2-second stretch where our hearts, as a collective in the city of Cincinnati, absolutely stopped. Time stood still, y'all. And that 2 seconds was when Tyler Huntley and the Ravens went for, the 4th and 20, threw the ball into the end zone. Somebody tipped the ball up. And number 3, I think it was James Prochet the third or something like that. It might be James Prochet the second. Either way, James Prochet, had his fingertips on the ball, y'all, on the Hail Mary. Somebody deflected it. I thought he caught it at first. And we immediately started flashing back to all of the terribleness that has happened sports-wise in the city of Cincinnati. Man, I could make a whole show just going from 10 to 1, the worst sporting events in the city of Cincinnati history. There's a laundry list of events, y'all, where you go like, they go to Bengals being the Bengals. Dang, Bearcats. That's messed up. That's Cincinnati. Dang, Xavier took an L like that. That's Cincinnati. I can't believe the Reds lost like that. That's Cincinnati. And more than anything, him dropping that ball just kind of lets you know the shift in the Cincinnati collective sports-wise. Bad teams or teams that are snake-bitten, at some point, they expect to lose. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. For so long, being a Bengals fan, for decades, no matter how good the squad was doing, all of us were like, okay, we're just waiting for the bottom to pop out. We're just waiting for Lucy to snatch the ball back, and then Charlie Brown, the Bengal, tries to kick it and misses. No matter how good things get, we were always kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. The Bengals have a great team in 2005. Carson Palmer gets hurt. Chris Henry gets hurt on the other side. Rest in peace, Chris Henry. You know that. And we're like, okay, it's just a second play of the game. But the entire city was just like, yeah, we're probably going to lose. They wouldn't have told you that, but that's what everybody was thinking. We just felt like we were snake bitten. And we don't feel like that anymore. And I feel like that's because of Joe Burrow. That's because of Jamar Chase. That's because of Joe Mixon. That's because of T. Higgins. That's because of the Bengals front office. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's real. We feel like we have a team in the city of Cincinnati where no matter what bad things happen, they're going to find a way to pull it out. This is a complete culture shift. Bad teams expect to lose games. They expect for something bad to happen. And the next thing you know, it's a whole snowball effect. And you had a 20-point lead and all of a sudden you lost. That's what happened to the Chargers. And Justin Herbert is an awesome quarterback. I think Brandon Staley is a really good coach. But there's something about being snake bitten where you're like, we're up, but the other team just scored. Oh, man, here we go again. You can't really help it. That's why it's important for you as a quarterback, as a coach, to stay positive, even as a parent. You feel me? Even definitely as a teacher, you have to stay positive because everybody feeds off of that. If you feel like, okay, we still got this, that's infectious on the entire team. Everybody's like, okay, our head man still feel like we got this. We can do this. And I think some franchises just don't feel like that. We didn't feel like that for so long. And now we have that in our teams. And it's really cool to see. So we're going into the game against the Bills. Let me tell y'all something. Out of all of the games to watch on super divisional weekend? Like, what are you talking about? For divisional playoff weekend? This is the game that you want to see. You have two really good teams. You have two very strong offenses. Now, when I say you have two really strong defenses, people go like, Cincinnati got a really good defense. I'm telling y'all, people have been sleeping on the Bengals defense for the past 2 years. I'm trying to tell y'all, the Bengals wouldn't be where they are without this defense. There have been long stretches in the season, in games, where the offense, they just didn't get it done. 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. The Bengals defense, except for one game on Halloween against Cleveland, probably because it was Halloween and we just suck on Halloween, I don't know. Other than that, the Bengals defense has kept the Bengals in every single game. And then when the offense wakes up, then it's on. Now, expect for the Bengals to give up points early. That's kind of what Lou Anarumo does, the defensive coordinator for the Bengals. They'll give up points early. They may give up a touchdown. They may give up a field goal and a touchdown. I kind of liken it to a boxer filling out his opponent. You may get a couple punches in early, but that's because, he's sizing you up. You want to know what you can and what you can't do. And he can take your punches in the beginning. It's all good. But more so than giving up a round or two, if it's a 12-round fight, I'll give you the first or second round. It's cool because now I know what you can do. And most importantly, I know what you can't do. And then after that, it's on. That's the Bengals' MO on defense. They always take the ball first, let their offense kind of get out to a lead, hopefully. And then the defense, they may give you a little bit of yards. You may get some points. But Lou Anarumo is one of the best to ever do it at figuring out what went right and what went wrong in the first half and then just killing it in the second half. I feel like this will be where the tables turn, and this is why the Bengals will beat the Bills. Here's the score. Don't bet on this because you will lose. I put in 3 bets total in the past 3 weeks. Lost all of them. It's wild. Like, I'm just bad luck to whoever I bet on. There's no betting for me until the Super Bowl. So, final score, 30-28 Bengals. 30-28. The score would be 28-27 with about 5 seconds left. And then Evan McPherson, who isn't having the best year as opposed to last year, will redeem himself, get that kick. Bengals will win 30-28. And then they will be off to, I think they'll be off to Cincinnati. I really think Jacksonville's going to beat the Chiefs. I feel it. I can't really tell you why. I just kind of sort of feel it. I feel like Jacksonville is that team that was the Bengals last year, where Trevor Lawrence, he's finding his groove. I guess I can tell you why. I just told you why. So I got the Bengals in Jacksonville and Cincinnati for the AFC Championship game. That's where I'm at with it. For the other game, NFC, I got Philly and San Fran. It's just easy to pick that game. Anything can happen. I just feel like those two teams are the best teams in the NFC. Before I jet off into something completely non-football related, I'm going to say 2 things. I'll make it brief, y'all. I really will. Number 1, if you're an NFL fan out there of your favorite team, 2 words, chill out. 2 more words, calm down. You don't play for that football team. You really don't. I know you got on the jersey, like I know you do. I know you've been rooting for that team since forever because I have too. Like, I love my team. But at some point, you got to realize you going harder than the players on Twitter. Like you really are. You up here calling. And when I say you, I mean pretty much every fan base has about 10% of these fans. If you look on Twitter, it's about 25% of these fans, real talk. And I'm talking to the Bengals fan base too. I'm talking to every fan base. You don't play for that team. There's no reason for you to be on Twitter talking reckless about people's profile pics, about people's family members. Like, y'all real I be wilding out here. And what's crazy is the football players reading this stuff just laugh at y'all. Because the football players, even though they really want to win and they may hate some franchises, like for real, they still have players on those teams, even the teams that they hate. They got players on those teams that they love. They've been playing with some of those players since high school, since college. Hell, they might have been on that franchise until last year, then it got traded. Football is a business, man. And I know that fans really want to think that players wake up in the morning like, man, I hate the Bengals. Man, I hate the Steelers. And some of them do. But for the most part, this is a job, man. This is a job to them. This is a job where they try to play it safely. They try to win. They try to get their money. Then they go home to their families. Imagine you working at Walmart. like imagine you at Walmart, I don't know, a manager or something like that, or you work receiving and maintenance. Imagine you work at Walmart and somebody was like, dang, man, like, I know you hate those folks over there at Target. I know you want to fight them. You probably going like, dude, it's a different store. I want you to go to Walmart to get your, your supplies or whatever, because I want to stay in business. I want a job. But I know dude over on Target, he cool. Sometimes I go shopping at Target, but you work at Walmart. Dude, I don't live for Walmart all day and all night. I got a life. Once I leave Walmart, I'm just a regular person trying to get ice. Like, imagine if people feel like that about their jobs. Like, you can't like nobody else from nowhere else because of your job. That's weird, right? Bring that approach to football or baseball or basketball, whatever sport you like. Super fan, calm your nerves. It's never that serious. Yeah, I want the Bengals to win. Yeah, I want the Bengals to beat the Bills by 30. But I'm not about to holler at my Bills fans and start talking about them reckless and all of that, because I'm like, a lot of them cool. And the Bengals don't pay my salary. Like, I'm not going that hard for a game. Calm down, like, for real. And real talk, y'all not talking to these people like that in real life. Like, you see them on the street, you're probably waving at them. Like, y'all not about that. And that's cool that you're not about that. Like, you're a grown up. Why are you a grown up trying to fight? Which means, why are you a grown up on Twitter talking reckless? Calm your nerves. That's me on that. Calm down. Breathe. Before you send that tweet, before your thumbs go like, send that tweet talking reckless about somebody's nose or talking reckless about their chin or just getting out of pocket talking about their kids that's on their profile pic or whatever. I don't know. I see a lot of that, man. You'll be surprised how many people do that. Just think about it. Just go like, is it really necessary? Because you could just not say anything. Man, I got so many people on mute. I'll say something, they'll be like, so, and forget your team and blah, blah, blah. I don't even say nothing. I just put them on mute. It's beautiful because they don't know that they're on mute. You don't really have to block them. They're just not talking anymore. It's the equivalent of being in a classroom and some kid just start talking reckless and you just look at them and go like, either you can calm down or you can take a break in the office for a few minutes. You choose. They either start talking and you do what you got to do, or they stop talking and you continue class. Either way, you solve the problem without yelling, without being ridiculous, without making that kid look crazy, because a lot of times, like, you know, people mess up because they start yelling at the kids. Nobody wants to be yelled at. Real talk. You took care of the situation. Same with Twitter. Calm your nerves. Part 2. My last football thing here. I'm so glad Lamar Jackson didn't play in that game. And I'm sure some people going like, dang, man, you really trying to get that dub for the Bengals. No, sir. Like, I wanted them to win all day. But the fact that Lamar Jackson is prioritizing Lamar Jackson is awesome. Loving how y'all energy switched up when DeMar Hamlin got hurt and everybody's yelling, you know, this is just a game, you know, life is more important. That energy switched real fast a couple of weeks later. Now it's like, man, Lamar don't care about the team. Lamar, it's all about Lamar. Where that energy at? We need that same energy, man. Lamar Jackson hurt his PCL. Imagine you trying to go to the grocery store with your PCL in shambles. Think about it. You trying to push that heavy cart and it's super heavy because your knee hurt. And I don't know about you. With me, no matter where I go, I always end up with the cart with the wheel that just don't move right, which requires like more effort. And then it make that squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. How do I always end up with that same cart? Is that like the LP assignment cart? Like, what is that? I don't know. But either way, you can't do your day-to-day with your PCL hurt. And people yelling for this man, Lamar Jackson, to go out there and play the way he plays, which is run and pass and basically carry the team on his back. They expect that with a knee that was like 50, 60%. Man, y'all bugging. I was happy that Lamar Jackson didn't cave into the pressure and went like, man, I got to get out here for my squad. No. You got to protect yourself and your fam. You got to do what you got to do for you. Of course you want your team to win. That's your homies. You've been with them in the foxhole since day one. But if they really care about you, they'll be like, look, Lamar, look, 8, If you gonna mess up your knee, we don't want you out there. You gotta care about the squad more than that. You do. You gotta care about your peoples more than the game. And no matter how you fans want to cut it up, and I'm a Cincy fan talking, I'm a fan first. No matter how you slice it, you gotta prioritize. You gotta prioritize your long term health over the playoffs. Nah, man, this is what they play for. Nah, man, they play to secure their families in the future. Winning the playoff games, winning the Super Bowl, yes, that's a goal. But you want to set up your family for generational wealth. So they don't have to take the hits and the shots to the head and the PCL injuries. They don't have to take that in the future. They can do whatever they want to do because you sacrifice your body and your health and your mentals for these 6, 8, 10, 12 years. That should be the goal. Like, even like having a career as a teacher or whatever, your goal should be to set your family up for the future so they can do what they want to do. That's the goal, right? I would think that would be the goal. And Lamar Jackson's looking to the future. He's not looking to the present. Man, I respect him for that, for real. I'm a Bengals fan. I don't like the Ravens. I don't. But at the same time, I like how they handle business. And I love how Lamar handled business. So, good looking out, man. Like Lamar Jackson. I know you listen to the podcast. I know you do. I'm telling you. I know you listen to the pod. I know somebody told you how hot this podcast was. That's what I tell myself in my head, but probably not. Do what you got to do to get yourself right for next year. And that's what it's all about. You got to put yourself first. You got to. And I know people don't like hearing that because we're in a society, right, where it's always like, put your job over you. Come in sick. Come in late. Work the weekends. Do what you got to do. Sacrifice yourself. As a teacher, man, real talk. People expect that from us. People expect us to consume ourselves in order to make our classes better. And that's just weird to me. How can I give you all of me if you asking me to consume myself? If you asking me to come in when I'm sick, if you asking me to come in and my family not straight, you asking me to come in and I got so much stuff going on at home that I can't give you my best teaching assignment. I can't do that. But you want me to come in because 60% of a teacher is better than 100% of a sub. And people really sell that. People really sell that falsehood. Forget that, man. You got to make yourself the best person you can in order to do the best at your position. And yes, sometimes you're going to have to come in when it's inconvenient for you. That's just life. Sometimes you're going to have to come in and the family might be sick at home, or sometimes you might feel a little bit down. That's understandable. Sometimes you got to push through. But if it's too much for you, if it's to the point to where you're like, I can't really focus until I get myself straight. I'm hacking with this cough so much that I can't talk. You got to take care of yourself, because if you take care of yourself, then you can do your best job. That's just not a sports analogy, man. It's not. That's a life analogy. And I'm glad that these football players are going like, look, I know y'all need me out there, but I can't be my best right now. So y'all going to have to figure it out. Next man up, right? That's what y'all say. Is that a real thing? Or is it next man up unless it's the quarterback, in which case, get your butt out there. That's wild, man. For real. It is. Later for that. Good looking out to you, Lamar. I hope he comes back to the Ravens for real. They built that whole thing based on him. If he feels like it's messed up, then he can do what he want to do. But I love to have Lamar Jackson in the division, because playing tough teams like the Ravens, it just makes you better for the playoffs. I mean, iron sharpens iron. That's how it go, right? Yes, sir. So before I slide out, man, I'm gonna talk about a little bit of 2K, because 2K has been disappointing the mess out of me. And the gameplay is always great. They always spice it up and make it to where you feel like you're immersed in a basketball event. I mean, there's been so many times where the wife or mother-in-law, somebody like that will walk past the game and go like, damn, I couldn't even tell this was a game at first. Like, I thought this was the real game. 2K got it like that. The thing about 2K is the fact that 2K is the only basketball sports game in town. They have the licensing contract with the NBA and all that. And it's to the point where if you're not playing 2K basketball, you're not really playing video game basketball. Lack of competition is one of the worst things you can have market-wise. I mean, think about it. What if you only had one grocery store to go to? Now, if you live in the hood, this is a real thing. You feel me? I mean, people that grew up in the suburbs their whole life, or people that had all types of options shopping-wise, they're probably looking like, huh? But I remember living in Winton Terrace back in the day. Like, I distinctly remember this. And there were no grocery stores. Zero. I mean, they got the one Kroger, like, a little bit further down now. It's still kind of far for somebody if they don't have a vehicle, real talk. But back in the day in Winton Terrace, there were no grocery stores. That Kroger that's down there now did not exist. They got that one mom and pop shop right at the beginning of Winton Terrace. And they just jacked up the prices on everything. And why, you ask? Because what other option you got? That's basically what 2K is doing. 2K understands that they are the only game in town if you want to play a basketball game. And because of that, they can take away certain things and they can add certain things to kind of jack up the price and lessen the quality of the game, because they're like, you're going to have to play it, right? You want to play a basketball game, this is the only one you got. And it's really messed up because I'm a video game head, man. Back in the day, there were so many basketball choices. Like for the Sega, you had Bulls versus Lakers. You had the Bulls versus Blazers. You had the Celtics versus the Lakers. And these were all basketball games. And they were all quality games. And then you had like the little Tecmo NBA basketball. You had NBA Jam. There were so many different games. NBA Live came out, and that was just an awesome game for the PlayStation and whatnot. So you had all of these different games that you could play if you wanted to get your basketball on. And because there's so many options in the game, you can't just skimp on quality. You can't do that. You also can't jack up the price too much. Because what happens if you do that? I'll just go play Tecmo NBA basketball. I'll just go play NBA Jam. So you had to make your game quality. And what's happening now is that NBA Live doesn't really exist anymore. It hasn't came out for a minute. 2K is the only game that you can play. And in the beginning, 2K had that competition with NBA Live. So 2K was constantly pushing the envelope. They were keeping the prices low because competition will make you do that. But nowadays, and this is real, let's say that you buy like there's different amounts you can pay for the game. You could pay $150 for the game, which is an absurd amount of money to pay for a video game. But you get all of these perks and bonuses. You get NBA League Pass for a year and all of that stuff. So when you think about it, it's not a bad option. But let's say you buy the one that's like the basic game. That's like $60, $70. You buy that game. You got the game, and then you quickly realize that in order to be competitive in this game, you have to pay for stuff that's inside of the game in order to build your player up to make your player good. You really have to do that. So once you start doing that, you end up paying about $130, $140 for a game that only costs $60. And this is the only way you can be competitive in this game. It's a really messed up approach. You look at games like Call of Duty, stuff like that. Those games are free. Fortnite is free. Like, these popular games are FREE. And then if you want to pay for stuff inside of the game, they'll kind of tax you like $5, $6, $10, whatever. But you bought the game for free. So people will gladly pay that amount. In this game, 2K, they got you paying $60 to $150 for the game, and then wants you to make in-game purchases. And the thing is, they kind of got you by the hind parts, because in order to be competitive, you have to. It's a real flaw in the game. And then on top of that, they're lessening the quality of the game. They're taking stuff away. I play my team on 2K, right? That's kind of what I play. This year, they're pretty much taken away most of the options that I like, because I didn't really want to pay money for the game. I'm like, I already paid for the game. I want to sit here and keep paying money inside of the game too. So I'm like, if you got free stuff, I'm going to get that. And they're slowly but surely taking away the free stuff. So it's like, you got to pay extra to be competitive. So I'm like, why even play? I like to play offline a lot. I really don't like playing against a lot of real people in the game, because they cheat a lot. It kind of sucks. The fact that I could cut people's voices off was awesome for me, so I played for a little bit. 2K really got to decide what they want to be. I personally think they should offer the game for free, or if they're going to charge for the game, now this is kind of wild, just put the game out every 2 years. That's what I say. We live in a world where you can easily just refresh the lineups. Like, well, what if somebody get traded? What about the next year when the whole teams look different? Come on, man. Drop a roster update. Let us download the roster update. Let's go. There really is no need to release this game every single year. I mean, year to year, it kind of looks the same. Me personally, I would just release it every 2 years. I have reached a point where I've already put it out there. I'm not buying this game next year. And it's not because, man, this game is trash. This game is awful. It's a good game. It just gets to the point where, and I got the disposable income. Like, I can pay for the game. The price isn't the problem. It's the fact that I know you're playing me because I can't buy another game. I know that. It's kind of like with cable. There's really only one or two cable companies in your specific region. And they know this. So they just jack the price up on everything. And they dare you to quit. They dare you to go like, you know what, I'm good. Because they're like, where else you going to go? But now you got so many different options. Man, you got Paramount Plus. You got BET Plus. Anything that's a network, just put a plus on it. And you can get that real talk for free. Man, look, let me tell y'all something. I get Paramount Plus for free. I get Peacock for free. I get HBO Max for free. They want you to have this stuff for real. And if you look at your wireless provider, you could probably get you a nice little deal. Man, we get the Disney bundle for free, man. We got ESPN Plus. We got Disney Plus. We got Hulu. All that. And it's the free bucks. At this point, we have cable in our home for two reasons. One, it's super easy to access the channels. And two, we just lazy. Like for real talk, we just lazy. We've already shortened the cable bill to the point where we're only paying like $150 a month for all of these free channels, and everything else is free anyway. So we're like, we just too lazy to cut it off. But if we wanted to, we could real life just cut the cord and it would be all good. We really could. It's not like I'm super old and I don't know how to access the channels. Like, oh my God, how do I find my plus? Like, we got the Fire Stick hooked up, man. It's not really hard to do. It's just, I can just hit a button and pull up the TV guide without having to load up the Fire Stick, and it's super easy. We just have it for convenience. That's where I'm at with 2K. I've been buying 2K for the past couple of years because I'm like, I need something to do when the kids go to sleep, and it's just easy to do. But now I'm at the point where I don't even care about the convenience anymore. So 2K got a decision to make. Are they going to keep going down this road? Or are they going to decide to go like, you know what? We need to switch some stuff up because we're losing our base. I know LP is an older guy. Like, I know that. But when it comes to video games, I think young. You feel me? Like, I'm kind of part of that base where once you start losing people that think like me, you're gonna start losing your base. Because how long you gonna keep paying $100 for the same game? And that's not a diss to 2K. It's really not. It's like, how long are you gonna pay for a game that looked the same as it did the year before, and the year before, and the year before? It's like taking a car and changing the way the wheels look every year, and then putting a couple TVs in the headrest and going like, man, now I can charge an extra $9,000. That might work a couple of times, but you keep doing that and you keep just adding small little components and charging an astronomical price, at some point you're going to lose customers. 2K is there. And if you look at YouTube, if you look on Twitter, you'll see more and more people complaining about this. Like I said, the disposable income is not the issue for me. Like, I'm out here balling. Yeah, right. I've reached a point in my life where $150 don't hurt. It don't hurt. It's more about principle at this point. I'm really not about to let you keep playing me. That's where I'm at with 2K. And this is not me hating on the franchise. This is not me hating on the gameplay. It's more their business practices. Get better or lose customers. And we out for this week, y'all. Real fast, stop letting people use those trash whitewash MLK quotes. Really start calling people out on that, man, for real. I spent a large part of MLK weekend just looking at various politicians post pieces of quotes to make you think that MLK was all about peace and love and joy and let's hold hands and let's be together and I just want to work with you. Man, MLK was voted the most dangerous man in America back in his time period. He was voted that. People hated MLK. He was assassinated. You think somebody that's preaching, hey, I just want to love, I just want to work with you. You think somebody that was only saying that would just be assassinated? Like, do you really think that? Stop letting people whitewash MLK. I'll just say it like that. Anybody that posted stuff that says something like that, I immediately follow. For real. And we need to start putting that out there because people use platforms they have to make people's message get twisted up. And MLK's message has been just completely twisted to the point where it's like, man, he was just really about, love and he just wanted to be equal. He had a lot of Malcolm in him. And Malcolm had a lot of Martin in him. Nobody really liked these guys that were in power back then. So make sure people know that, man. And I'll just end on that note, man. Y'all know how I feel. Life is good. Who they go Bengals. Let's have a great game against the Bills. And I hope we take this. I got to fill myself up with more wings and pieces. So make sure y'all pray for me, man. And we out, y'all. Life is good. Be easy, y'all. Peace out. If you're not ready for the conversation to end, I'm not either. Make sure to catch me on Twitter. That's the Cincy Fan Talking. Leave off the G at the end of it, and we can keep the conversation going. Also, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button so you can catch the next episodes. The episodes will drop every Tuesday. If there's a change in that, I'll make sure to let you know. Appreciate the support. As always, life is good.